I got your promise now. Not a scratch. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. How many of you hate Datacrons or don't want to engage with them in any kind of significant manner? How many people just don't know what to do with Datacrons and feel overwhelmed by them? Hit the thumbs up button if you feel any negative emotions about Datacrons at all. Please, actually, I would really appreciate that. But one way or another, folks, I get it. I totally do. I feel a lot of negative emotions about Datacrons. I happen to also enjoy a lot of their interactions, which we've talked about it a lot on this channel. I do, for whatever reason, I like them, and I almost feel dirty for liking them. I don't think they've done that much good for the community. However, they are also not going away, and what I want to do is provide a resource for people who just don't care that much about Datacrons, or maybe they care a lot, but they just don't want to think about it. They don't want to deal with it. So you guys, not that anyone is stupid or lack of talent, but sometimes you just don't want to have to think about something that you dislike, that you find distasteful. And so I have an infographic that I built, and I'm going to start doing this for each set. If this is a popular feature, I would actually appreciate feedback on it, whatever you guys' thoughts are. The idea is to give you a checklist every set, and this would have to be a little bit into each set so that I can actually have time to test things and make sure I'm actually being accurate, because I don't want to waste your time. But I want to give you a quick checklist of things to do, a couple stretch goals if you really want to do it, and then you can get the best things that you have to offer so that you can help your guild, you can help yourself in GAC, and then just leave the rest of them alone. You don't have to engage, you don't have to farm like crazy. You just get the biggest bang for your buck and move right along. And that's what I have. So if you want this infographic, go to the link for my Discord server in the video description and go to the infographics channel. You'll be able to find it. It's toward the bottom, and it literally says infographics. This should be there. So go check that out. You can get it for free. Go give it to your guild, whatever you want to do. Let's actually look at it real quick, a little bit closer. I'll give you a little more details, a few more details. Whoa, we're in the infographic madness. You'd think I'd be used to this by now, but I'm not. Here's the thing, guys. I know that level 9 looks like a lot, and one thing I will just point out, and I'm not trying to sell you guys that, like, I'm not trying to make you guys spend money, but if you wanted to spend money, a $10 Conquest Pass per month is going to get you one level 9 Datacron for free. Well, not for free, for $10, but along with all the other Conquest stuff, you get a full level 9. I don't think you get the data cache, but otherwise you get all the materials for it. And there you go. You can get Dash Rendar. I know that some people don't have Dash Rendar. If you do, however, this is a really, really big deal Datacron. You really want that level 9, so the really important thing for this, folks, is follow the instructions there for the upgrade notes. Just go all the way up to level 9. Don't touch any of the other ones. Go to level 9, and then you'll have a very limited number of level 9 refresh mats. Use those to re-roll until you get the Dash Cron. And then you can reroll the level 6 and level 3 to your heart's content, as according to this chart. So Dash kills both of the Jedi Galactic Legends, takes out Jedi Master Kenobi and Jedi Master Luke in both 3v3 and 5v5. The catch to that, of course, is with Vander Chewbacca. Now, one thing I want to point out is my alternate account, Professor X, I've decided to just jump in feet first and go full bore on Datacrons, because I don't have many Galactic Legends, and this is a way for me to be able to even the score a little bit, for me to be able to figure out how to beat my really high level opponents who have 6 Galactic Legends. That's what I do with Professor X. We're doing the big game hunting thing, and we're using Datacrons to do it. And so this is one that I would recommend. My alt just did it, just got Vander Chewie all the way from like Gear 7 up to Relic 5, and I just took out a Jedi Master Luke team just earlier today. It's really nice. It's pretty fancy. So this does work, folks. Obviously, it requires some investment. Vander's not bad to gear, actually, until you get to gear 12. Then it's just more of the same, of course. But he's not bad. Compared to most of the things, he's pretty easy to gear. Now, the other piece of this checklist, guys, so the dash one, I know that some people aren't going to get him, can't get him, whatever. But he's going to be worthwhile if you're kind of within reach. You know, getting those smugglers and whatnot may be tough, but yeah, the one that I think is going to be approachable for a few different people at least is the second item on this list, and that's the Empire cooldowns. That's the level 6, so you're going to need Relic 5 characters for your full team if you're going to do that. You know, so I know that not everyone's going to have all of them, but the thing is, with Empire, you have a couple opportunities for endless loops that you can just take down full teams. And in 5v5, you can take down, I believe, all of the different Galactic Legends with this. Maybe not Kylo. I'm not sure. I mean, Kylo's easy enough to beat with other teams, but that, like, with Vader, you can go into Merciless Massacre while you're in Merciless Massacre. You can literally take out a Jedi Master Kenobi team with it. You can take out Rey teams. I mean, it is completely bonkers good. People, I mean, we're going to have this for 4 months, guys. I mean, 3 more months, I guess, after this next week of GAC, but this is something that's important, guys. It's going to work for all your different Empire teams, and you know, the endless loop stuff with Emperor Palpatine being able to give you all the turn meter, it is just very strong, folks. I'll show you guys the teams in just a minute. One thing I did want to point out, though, is with the stretch goals here, this is just like, well, okay, if you're like, oh, those worked out nice, and I still have some materials, here's some things you can focus on. First off, the Lord Vader one. Level 6 is probably enough for a lot of Lord Vaders. However, if you want to get to Relic 9, or level 9 on the Datacron, then all 3 of the options are pretty good. I would prefer the one with the faster ultimate. They're all 3 pretty good, so, you know, choose as you will. If you have Nest, or if you have Troopers, obviously you'll need the light side or dark side that correspond with each, but they're nice for different reasons to get the Grit, level 6. Nest, because she is already tough to kill, but if she folds all of her protection into her health, then not only does her bonus protection that she gets, it's even higher because it's as a function of her own protection, or of her own health. She also she has a lot of health regen and can therefore survive quite a bit more. She can take bigger hits. That is limited applicability to bigger accounts, but for smaller accounts looking to try to get an edge, like a Relic 5 Nest is not that unreasonable to ask for, and you can solo a lot of different teams, including like Padme and etc. Imperial Troopers like the Grit one for a different reason. First off, if your opponent does get any shots off, you're going to be able to heal up a little bit, hopefully, and still get max banners. The other biggest thing, like there could be 2 biggest, but the other big thing for them, and probably it is the biggest, is the fact that under Veer's lead, because whenever you gain a buff, you gain 10% turn meter. With the Grit buff, and because it is a buff, the whole team gains 10% turn meter, which can actually make them significantly faster, and you can outrace a lot of different teams. So, kind of a cool little interaction. Now, I don't even have full Relic 5 Imperial Troopers, but that's something that you can actually do if that's something you're interested in. Now, real quick, guys, let's go to the freaking game. Madness. Just want to show you a couple of the teams, and then we'll duck out before I waste more of your time, because you don't want to engage in these Datacrons. I don't blame you. I want to show you some teams, and we can let you go. So here we go. We've got, if you don't have Vandor on your team, but you still have Dash, you can still get him. You do want the Omicron if you can afford it, folks. This is going to be a lot better for GAC at least. But Chewie and Han go well with them in 3v3. If you do have Vandor, you can go with young Lando or young Han. Either one works well. Remember, Vandor, whenever he's prepared, gets to revive people, as many people as you want. So an AoE that kills all 3, or that kills Dash and like young Lando, but doesn't kill Vandor, he'll still revive these 2 both at the same time. It doesn't just choose one. 5v5 with Vandor, I mean, this is just a bunch of smugglers. You can mix and match whatever you want. You don't even have to have all smugglers, though you'll benefit more if you have them. For the Empire cooldown reduction, guys, Lord Vader has a couple different comps. I mean, they're fairly obvious. You can also put in like Ninth Sister or whatever. It all works very nicely. We also have like a Darth Vader team with, Moff Gideon, because he can reduce turn meter on everyone, but Darth Vader can't have his turn meter reduced, so he kind of benefits from that. He can get into the endless loop situation, get a tank to make it so that you can take those stray hits away from Vader from messing with him too much. EP with Mara and TIE Fighter Pilot. I did this the other day on my alternate account, and I thought that Mara Jade was just going to loop her awesome debuffs, and what ended up happening was TIE Fighter Pilot just went into a frenzy and just like stomped with his AoE like 5 times. It wasn't even 5, it was like 10 times in a row. It was just really dirty, and it killed the whole team. Really cool stuff. You probably didn't need Mara Jade, except she was faster than TIE Fighter Pilot, so she was able to kind of get a word in edgewise, stun the faster character, and then TIE Fighter Pilot went. So the Starkiller teams, I mean, you can do Vader lead, you can do Emperor Palpatine lead, either one. Starkiller really benefits. Obviously, not the whole team gets the use of them, but you do with the cooldown reduction. But really, at the end of the day, Mara Jade just throwing her her stagger grenade over and over and over again. Like, you do tenacity up first, or tenacity down first, and then you just throw your stagger grenade and throw it again and throw it again and just keep triggering stagger till they're all dead is actually fairly hilarious to watch, and it works. And the thing is, Starkiller gives her a plus 70 speed boost, which is sometimes very nice, very timely. Alright, the Tarkin con. So this is the team that's killing everyone. And I don't know, I think I maybe have one character wrong. But the thing is, so Palpatine goes, everyone's just spamming their specials, and because their cooldowns are reduced, then they get to keep going and going and going and going. And Admiral Piet slowly builds up so many stacks that eventually Tarkin just does one huge hit and kills everyone. It's very interesting, guys. It's very cool. It's fairly nuanced. It's very challenging to play, but this team, believe it or not, kills most Galactic Legends in the game. I've seen videos. It is pretty nuts. I mean, Inquisitors, if you have the Grand Inquisitor or not, then whatever your team is, they do benefit from it. Now, I like Iden Versio. People have been putting grit on her, and I don't like it as much, because the thing is, when she has a lot of different things, especially if you have her Omicron, she's going to be regaining health and protection based off of getting hit, whenever she does get hit, like out of turn and everything. And with grit, she doesn't have that function with protection, like it's just ignored. So I do prefer with her to have the cooldown reductions as well. If you have the full 5-man team or 3-man team, whatever, it's about what you'd expect. And then for the 5-man team with grit, we just have this Veer's team. I mean, a lot of times if you need that extra speed in your Moff Gideon, mine is like 378 anyways, so 398 under Veer's, almost 400 anyways. But on top of that, another 10% turn meter boost from grit is pretty nice. You can start outrunning teams like Starkiller if they have been a little bit sloppy in how fast their Mara Jade is. So anyways, these are some of the things. I'm just going to let you go here, though, folks. Let me know what teams did I miss, what crons did I miss, what things do you want for this future guide. Would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.